Hey everybody, this is TCG Productions here. Just kind of a quick update on what's been going on with the main workstation and whatnot. So basically, this is going to have to be more or less a one-shot video because my video editing drive is not connected at the moment. Kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Basically, long story short, main workstation is suffering a slow motherboard failure. It's taken out two wireless cards. It's working on the third one right now. And one of the USB ports is going a little bit loopy, same with the storage controller and whatnot. So, but yeah. So this system currently has an Intel Core i7 4790K overclocked to 4.6 gigahertz all core, hyper-threading on, power saving, everything turned off. On an MSI MS-7850 motherboard with the Z97 chipset. And it used to have 32 gigabytes of DDR3 2400, but whenever I stripped the system down to a bare bones configuration, I took half the RAM out, so now it's just sitting on 16 gigabytes of DDR3 2400. And yeah. So basically, I went ahead and stripped out all the expansion cards that weren't needed, so I pretty much just left my GPU and the wireless card. And all the other expansion cards went. Disconnected all of my hard drives, both power and the SATA data cable. And so that just leaves the boot SSD and the home SSD, the one with the user profiles on it. Those are the only two drives connected up to the system. I also went ahead and disconnected my optical drive and my hot swap bay as well. So, the reason why it's making all this noise is because I am using Handbrake to encode a video. Did a VHS capture for someone and processing the video with Handbrake. And so, yeah. I've got most of the new system core ordered. It's going to be an AMD Ryzen 9 9900X on an MSI MPG X870E Carbon Wi-Fi motherboard, and I'm going to pair that up with 48 gigabytes of DDR5 8000. That's going to be a kit comprised of two 24 gigabyte modules. I have not ordered the RAM yet. That will happen at the end of the month. So, but yeah, pretty much all of my video production is on an indefinite hiatus. You can see the expansion card stack is looking pretty barren. So, I've even got my USB 3 card reader disconnected because that depended on a USB 3 expansion card, which I actually removed whenever I took most of the expansion cards out of the system. So therefore, that card reader is inoperative because I've only got one USB 3 header on the motherboard, and right now that is hooked up to these two USB 3 ports on the system, except one of them doesn't work because a while back, whenever I was doing some maintenance, I accidentally tried to plug in the USB 3 connector wrong and ended up completely breaking a few pins on that header, which has permanently disabled one of those USB 3 ports. So, yeah. But the motherboard that I've selected and subsequently ordered has two USB 3 headers on it, so I won't have to waste an expansion card slot for a USB 3 expansion card, just so that way I can get another 20-pin header. So, but yeah, we're running this thing wide open, 100% CPU usage, and chances are this is probably the very last time this system core will ever run with the CPU wide open. except maybe disk imaging. Because I'll probably grab a disk image of the boot drive before I shut this system core down for the last time and tear it out of here and put the new system core in. And today is October 24th, and the new system core, well, the motherboard and CPU are expected to arrive tomorrow. I've got a heatsink mounting kit on the way that should arrive today. Should have a thermal paste guard arriving tomorrow for the CPU. And the mounting kit allows me to mount my existing heatsink, my Noctua NH-D14, onto an AM5 motherboard. And the thermal paste guard basically stops thermal paste from getting down into the crevices and cracks of the CPU, where the integrated heat spreader is notched. Prevents the thermal paste from getting down in there and becoming basically totally inaccessible to any cleaning product short of dipping the entire processor into 99% isopropyl alcohol. So with the CPU that normally retails at $500, I'd rather not do that if I don't have to. So the